All right, guys. We start each episode by clapping. Did you watch my first episode?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna start it off with a clap. No,
That's what they did the first time.
I know. But they just don't listen.
I did, but you don't tell us when to clap.
I'm getting ready to when I
Okay.
get ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that wasn't that good. Okay, let's try again. We'll count. We'll go on 1. So 3, 2. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2. Oh, look at that! You did a great job. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi guys. I'm quite nervous about this episode actually. Um, Welcome to another episode of the Plus One podcast. Today I have with me my mommy, the number one doctor in Arkansas.
My name is Felicia Brown.
Dr. Felicia Brown. She likes to forget that.
My name is Dr. Felicia Brown.
Okay, yes. Come on, introduce yourself. I
I'm
don't know if you had a
Kasey's
bio.
mom. I don't have a bio. I don't really like to say what I do, so I don't want any of that in there. My name is Felicia Brown. I am the mother of Kasey. That's good.
You have other children?
That's who I am. Oh, I do have some other kids. Kennedy, William, Kasey.
Yeah. There's nothing else you like to say. Where you went to school.
Those are my most important parts.
Yeah, we're lit.
Yeah. I would like to remain just as Kasey's mother.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess that's the shortest intro I've ever had.
Good. My major was biology.
I guess we're just going to get into the questions.
Let's get in it.
Okay. So, what has been your best and worst moment about being a doctor?
The best moment is person-to-person interaction.
Ooh.
That's the best moment. The worst moment is having to tell a family member about a bad outcome or about their loved one not making it. That's the worst.
So, you feel like it weighs on you? Like when you have to give them bad news or anything?
Yes.
Or do you become attached to your patients and stuff?
It depends on how long I've been with them, or sometimes there's something called counter-transference, and that's when something in the physician or the caretaker's life reminds them of something else that has happened in their life, in the patient's life maybe. And so that sometimes does get to be a bit difficult. There's not really a system, or maybe there is now, but I
Haven't found it?
don't know about it. But there's not really a system for physicians to decompress that. That's therapy is an excellent way, but there needs to be something on a more regular basis.
Okay. That's a great answer. Okay. What was your life like growing up?
Normal.
What does that mean?
I don't know. that's I don't know what the question is. What's it like?
The question is what was a great day for you like?
This is a joke. People who were born in the 70s will recognize this. I am the daughter of a sharecropper. No,
You're
I'm
not. I was gonna say
from the Jeffersons, I believe. But anywho, no, middle class. There was a middle class then. I had 2 working parents. Thank you. I had working parents. We lived in a neighborhood where
fairly decent.
I don't know what decent is, but
It's fairly decent now.
I don't know what decent is. So we lived in a neighborhood where there were at least, everybody had children in their household, I believe. And just about everybody had mom and dad. I don't know, and everybody's parents worked. So, yeah, we had a couple families that only had one child. And then we had a couple families that had, I don't know, 5, 6 or more kids. But when I say that there were kids everywhere in the neighborhood, there were kids everywhere in the neighborhood all the time with somebody to play with.
So you grew up with lots of people all the time.
Lots of people all the time outside of my house. It was just myself and my sister, but lots of people outside all the time.
Okay.
Okay, once again, I grew up in a time where you didn't often let it all hang out. It's particularly in front of cameras. We didn't have cameras and things all like this. This has happened just really in the last 15 years, maybe?
15, 20.
Yeah, 15, 20 years. So you can remember a time when we didn't have cell
Cameras
phones everywhere,
yeah.
cameras everywhere. So that's not.
Your thing.
The way you come out is the way you want to present yourself. You don't, not many people get behind the curtain.
That's a word.
That is.
Okay. Next question. Since we're talking about your childhood, what is your biggest goal in life for your children?
Well, that has changed over time.
Okay, what was it, and then what did it change to?
It was a lot of different things that I wanted you all to do. Now I want you to be happy and do what you want to do and be healthy in it. I want you to have a relationship with God of your own. I can't have one for you. You got to have it for yourself. I want you to know I'm proud of you, no matter what it is you do. There's no shame, That's about it. And you can ask me anything.
That's not really a goal, but
My goal is that you're healthy and happy and that you have your own personal relationship with Jesus Christ and God.
okay. I like that. Okay. What is one thing that you would tell someone going into medical school? You would just tell them one of the things you told me, probably.
So the question is, am I telling you this before you apply? Or am I telling you this, like, I have a lot of advice for somebody who, because I knew that I wanted to go to medical school when I was young, very young. And if I were telling myself this as the 10-year-old or 12-year-old, the 6th grader, I would say, start now preparing financially.
In the 6th grade?
Hello? Especially the way you guys can make money now. It has never been easier to make money as it is now. If you are not making money now, we need to have a conversation. Hello?
I understand.
You have lights, cameras, phones, action. There's no reason, okay? So, because it is such a time commitment that I knew, so I prepared myself for the time commitment, but financially, it's a commitment also.
But don't you think that's like up to your parents to prepare you for, to set aside for you and then teach you how to use it instead of you having to figure it out all on your own at 12?
That's what I'm telling you now. The sooner you are accountable for yourself, the better off you are. The sooner you stop saying, "With my mama, with my daddy," the better off you are, because you are responsible for you. Pretty much after you can get to the table and eat, you are responsible for you. I do still feel that I have to provide, I have to have things for you, but I can't chew it and eat it for you, It's a lot different when I'm breastfeeding you,
I can ensure that you're eating.
I can ensure that you're eating, but pretty much once you can get to the table and eat for yourself, I know that sounds harsh, but that's the way it is. So the sooner you can say, this is my decision, I have to do it, the better off you are.
That makes me think of a different question now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. What is your favorite moment that you have of me and of us together? So it's two.
My favorite moments are when you would follow me around the house. That's my favorite. That is my favorite. I have been trying to recreate that and capture those moments since then. I didn't realize at the time how sweet it was, but now I do. And what was your other part of the question?
One was just of me, and then one was of us together.
One of us together. I think that's both of us together, isn't it?
Yeah. So then it's just one of me, like something that I did.
Just something of you that you did. Oh, the way you used to fall asleep anywhere. Yeah, the way you
I
would
can
fall-
still do that.
Well, somebody doesn't need to drive late at night then.
Yeah, she doesn't like me to drive at night for that reason. And when I say like fall asleep anywhere, like I mean like drop dead in the like in the middle of my sentence. Just
Yes. Yep.
okay. I didn't expect you to say that, so I like that one.
What did you expect me to say?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just didn't think it would be that. Like I thought you'd say something like our mommy daughter dates or something like
Oh,
that.
those are nice. Yeah, but these other ones kind of, yeah.
They stick out to you. That's still all I wanted. What sticks out? Okay. What is one thing you want me to always remember after you're gone?
Where am I going?
To the place where you
Don't know if I can put me out.
Where you'll scream and shout and
Lord,
nobody
they
can put you
me out. Lord have mercy. What's one thing I want you to remember? I got a lot of things I want you to remember.
Okay, go ahead.
That I love you. I love you. How much?
This much.
Yes, that I love you and that I want the best for you and that I'm proud of you. And I guess that's it.
There's no tidbit or advice that you just want me to hold on to.
A lot of
Well, you
advice.
want me to hold on to everything
That's
you've
right.
ever said.
That's right. I need you to be taking notes.
Ever in life. Anything she's ever said to me ever in life, she wants me to hold
Like,
on
hey,
to.
do you remember what I said? When?
You said a lot. I don't know what you could be saying.
You know, I think back now to when my dad used to say stuff to me all the time. I remember when I first moved to Illinois and we stayed with your grandparents, and your granddad would say, I would always say, well, my dad says this and my dad says that. And he asked me one day, do you have a mama? And I said, yeah, I got a mama. He said, well, you're always talking about what your dad says. So, I mean, then I was kind of more careful. My mom says a lot to me still now, you know, but it was just during that time in my life that I needed that advice
guidance,
you know, that my dad had given me. And so conversations now that we had, because he's gone, but conversations now that we had when I was younger or when he was teaching me to drive, you know, those things still come back to me. So it'll be the same thing. It's the same way when you're learning scripture. Those things will come back to you, you know, that it will come to your remembrance when you need them. That's exactly what I wanted to be. I don't have one thing. I want it all, remember. Okay.
I'm not telling you for no reason.
That's right. What do you think I've been doing all this time?
Okay, so you did say something about us having a great relationship, a strong relationship with God.
Yes.
And she is like for real about that. Like she ensures that. At least until we get away from her. And then she just hopes that we hold on to
You've
it
been
when we get away.
churched.
Yeah.
Now it's you have to take the mantle from here. But you've been churched. Okay.
So my question is, how did you feel when I came to you like in the middle of the church service and I asked you to be baptized?
How did I feel? A mixture of emotions. I wondered, do you really know what you're saying? Then I asked you a couple questions and you answered them all correctly. And I said, well, she does know what she's saying. Then I thought, she doesn't really like her head underwater, so I needed to explain to you what was going to happen. But I thought you had seen baptisms before.
I had.
Yeah, so I thought, okay, we'll get it done. Because at that time, I was part of the baptism ministry. Mm-hmm. And I knew we could get it done. All I had to do was talk to the pastor, and that was it. So, yeah, that was it.
Yeah. quick little story, guys, actually. So I literally went up there by myself, made the whole decision by myself, been making decisions by myself for a very long time.
Absolutely.
And we get all the way to the day of the baptism, and then I
you got
decide,
cold feet.
yes.
Which is understandable. You were a little girl. That was understandable. Yeah. Do you remember what we talked about?
Yes, you said that because I was crying like on the stairs, bawling my eyes out, like I can't do this. Like this is ridiculous. They're just gonna take me out there. And she even explained it to me. Like she explained it to me before I even went up there. And the baptism was weeks away. Like I had all this time to think about it.
You had prep time.
And I didn't think about it at all.
Didn't think about it. That's right.
But she said, we were sitting on the steps, and she was like, do you think you are getting ready to give your life over to Christ, right? And I was like, yeah, that's what I said. And she was like, so do you think that the Lord is going to protect you? And I said, well, yeah. Why would I be doing this if I didn't think he would protect me? And she said, well, do you think I'm going to let them drown you? You think I'm going to stand here and let them drown my baby?
You know God's going to protect you.
And you know I'm standing right here.
Hello. So
she said, I won't let them keep you under the water for longer than 5 seconds. He's just going to say a sentence, and then you're going to come up, Kasey. Yes. And I was like, okay.
That's it. And then you got on in there.
Yep, we did. So, yes. The only reason I also wanted to have her on here, I wanted to state this. Oh. The reason why I wanted to have her on here is for everybody to understand, like, where I get my personality from. Because I feel like I'm very, very much like her, just, like, a little bit different.
Just a little.
Yeah. Just a little bit different. That's it. Okay, so. Wow, we're really zooming.
It's on. It needs toggling.
Okay. Woo.
I'm going to be part of the stage crew.
You can most definitely travel with us.
If I pay, right?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my sponsor. This is how we started. So, you guys love this content. Thank her.
This is Christmas, birthday, and another Christmas.
Another one?
Another one.
I thought it was just
two
Christmas and birthday.
Come on.
So, what is something that your parents did or told you that you understand better now as a parent?
Boy, that's a loaded one.
I know, I'm good at this.
Ooh. Well, there's one thing that I understood better, but this was before I became a parent. So my sister wanted to go out one night. And so I said to my mom, well, she said to me, Mama won't let me go. And I said, why not? And then so I went to my mother and I said, Mama, why won't you let her go? And she said, well, if you want her to go, then you let her go. And you stay up and worry about her.
What?
So I did. Okay, so I said, okay, go ahead. And she went out. And I can't even remember if we even said what time she was supposed to be back. But she came back, and I remember staying up, being concerned about her and worried about her until she came in, sitting at the table waiting on her. My mom went to bed. And
that sounds like grandma.
I know. My mom went to bed. And so when she came back home, I said to her, why have you been out so late? She looked at me, she laughed, and she went to bed. And I thought, this is my last time. If my mom says no, it's a hard no. Okay.
Like, there's nothing they said to you or, like, prevented you from doing that you're like, now you're like, yeah. Like, that you have kids, you're like, yeah, I'm not letting my child do that. Or I didn't let my child do that. Or I didn't want them to do that at all.
I should have had you do more. Like,
I did a lot.
Play the piano and, like, play the flute. Okay, come on. What's the next question? She did play percussion.
I did. She told me not to complain the whole time that I played. I don't want to
hear it.
Yeah, she said, I don't want to hear about how heavy the drum is. I don't want to hear about what you have to do, what you have to practice. I want you to practice quietly because I don't want to hear all that banging in my house.
Hello?
So you have to practice before I get home.
Yes.
Yeah,
She never practiced.
I didn't, but I still made all region. But it was like I was such a natural at it. Like I feel like it was the best time ever. I had a great time.
Okay. What's your next question?
Okay. Okay. If you could redo one thing in your life, what would it be?
Nothing.
Really?
Really. I am a strong believer that everything that has happened to me, everything I have done, has been for a reason. I'm not saying everything was good or that it was perfect at all, but I am where I am now. You are where you are now because we are the sum total of our experiences. So you can't subtract an experience and then expect to be the same person. That's all.
It's nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, she did say in the beginning that her greatest introduction was her children, so we wouldn't be here if she changed anything.
That's
so.
right. You would not. You'd be somebody different.
Right. So I guess you're right. Okay. Oh, this is a great question, even though I already asked you about medical school. Did you always want to be a doctor or did you want to be something else like a ballerina or something?
I did want to be a gymnast.
Ooh.
I wanted to be, I think her name she was a Russian. Her name was Valerie Komanichi. I think that was her name. And I wanted to be Valerie Komanichi. I did. Until I got to be, I think I did some gymnastics when I was little, maybe about 7. And then at 7, I think I started piano. And in my house, you did one thing
At a time.
at a time. So after a while, I did do piano, band, and choir at one time, but that was just overwhelming. So then the next year when I got into high school, you couldn't do choir and band, so I did band and piano until about, I guess, somewhere in high school. But yeah,
Okay.
so I wanted to be a gymnast first. And then I guess about 10, I decided that I was going to go to med school. My dad had a talk with me and said I needed to decide what I wanted to do in life.
At 10.
Yes. And it was not odd. It was an odd conversation. He's like, youngin, you're going to have to
Start thinking
about what you want to do in life. And, grades didn't really count at that time until you got to the 9th grade.
Right.
But he was like, whatever it is you want to do, it's time to start looking at that so we can start helping you prepare. That was it.
What a good parent.
The best.
Because, I wanted to be a lot of things when I was growing up. I wanted to be a dancer. I went to 5 dance classes, and then I had to stop.
I wanted to be an artist.
I wanted to be an artist. Yeah. Got all the art supplies, easel, paint, glitter, you name it. Yeah. I had it. Yeah. Then I had to stop. Yeah. I did karate.
Did you like that?
I did like karate. Okay. But I just didn't like the fact that we had to be in there with the boys.
I don't like anything where anybody's going to hit me in the head.
No, the reason I stopped going is because we had to start doing somersaults, and I didn't like to roll over my head.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah,
no go.
Yeah, we can stop this one.
I'm done with that.
Because I was a little mad about stopping my art classes. I loved going to art class.
You can still do art.
I know. I'm doing it now.
Good
but I loved going to art classes before. Yeah. But I always knew that I was going to do something school related or people related. So I have been into school very hard for a very long time.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest difference, other than age, between your generation and mine?
There are some big differences.
Okay, you can say them all if you'd like.
I'm going to say the ones I can think of right now. I think my generation compared to my mom's generation has a lot less patience because things for my mom's generation took so much more time. And then in my generation, it took less time. Right. And so I think that between my generation and your generation, you all have a lot less patience.
Really?
Oh, yes, because things are so quick now. You can blink your eyes and things happen. So, yes, I think that you all have a lot less patience. We did have a microwave. Um, I don't think we used it, not nearly as much as you
We
use
do
it
now.
now.
Yeah.
But so that's a huge difference. When I went to college, we were using microwaves regularly, um, but not every we didn't have one, at regular use for us to use every day like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's you all. I thought we were the microwave generation. That's y'all. That's one. The other thing is I think that you all take a lot more risks than we do, and I think that's good. I, you know, my mom's generation, they would get in a job and work a job until
Death.
they died. And
Or
then
until they could collect Social Security.
they have like pensions. They had excellent pensions, that they could live off of forever. Now my generation, they phase that out. You got 401ks, this and the other, but we still don't take as much of a risk. I have changed jobs a few times, but my career path has stayed the same. Now, for your generation, I don't see one job as being an option. I don't not that you would stay in it, but I don't even see it being an option. There's not as many. I can't think of anything you could do all your life.
Really?
Most
Nothing?
most people change jobs every 3-4 years. Most of the time, I'm not saying everybody does. Even if somebody who works, let's say if you worked at a manufacturing plant, they have safety regulations that they have to update and they have to take these trainings. And so everybody has to have trainings, and you want to always be learning a new skill. People that learn new skills are more flexible and can move to the next higher pay amount. So that's just for jobs. Now let's talk about uh, your side hustles or your entrepreneurial things, or let's talk about those things. You always want to have a marketable skill. That could be, I don't know these days, it could be
I don't know.
content creation
Or graphic design.
graphic design. It could be, I don't know, photography.
Writing speeches.
It could be speech writing. It could be, marketing.
Or set design or
Or
something like
set
that.
design. Yeah. You always want to have a marketable skill. And you don't have to go to school to get these skills. YouTube University.
Yeah, that's how I fixed
Hello?
my microphone today.
That's how I fix my phone when it needs to be fixed. So, you just kind of want to make sure you always have some skills that you're learning. Don't ever stop learning. I don't care where it is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is one thing in life that you felt you gave too much time to?
I don't feel like I gave too much time to anything. I wish I could give some more time to other things, but you can't be two places at one time.
Such as?
Wish I could have been with my family more. Wish I could have been with my kids more. I think they really needed that. But there's one thing I've learned: no matter what you give, it's never enough. Some people are always gonna want more of something, and there's nothing you can do about it now. You just
Yeah, I used to cry when my mom used to leave the house. And she used to say, well, don't you like the nice things you have?
don't you like to eat?
Yeah, that too.
And you'd say, yes, ma'am. Well, I got to go to work. We need to toggle.
Okay. But yes, that's what she would say.
Yeah.
So,
And it's true.
It is true. Like, especially since she was so honest with me then, like, it helped me to understand it, like, going forward. And it also helped me, like, value when she was actually there. So that way, like, I knew, like, she has to get up and go. Like, if I'm gonna keep breathing and eating, she has to go.
That's
So
right. If you're gonna keep eating, if
Yeah.
we're gonna keep having lights, then we have to go. We have to go to work.
right. So I was like, I can kind of understand. Like, obviously, when you're a child, all you want to be with is like your parents
And
or
I
your
think
mom
that's
and stuff.
sweet. See, that's the part I want to get back.
But she was very realistic with us, and that's what I agreed with the most. Like, she wasn't that harsh, but she was very realistic with us. Like, this is the way it is. It might not always be this way, and it can get better if you want it to. It's just, this is the way it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing you can change about where you are right now is your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else will follow once your mind changes. And that's one of the things I carry with me.
Yeah. Your mind is the only thing that you can change. You got to have help from the good Lord, of course, but you can change your mind. That's it. Can't change other people. You can only change your mind.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is one thing? Oh, no. This is a question that I wanted to ask completely.
Uh-oh.
Don't say uh-oh. Okay, my mom has a perfect, and I do mean perfect, desk stare. Like, I've seen the desk stares on other moms, and they don't really, scare me like that. But hers is, I want to make sure that, she says I look like that when I get mad. So I know if I look like that when I get mad, I'm definitely frightening somebody. So the question that I wanted to ask you was, how do you perfect your desk stare before you become a parent?
I don't know. I didn't know I was skilled in the art of death stare. But my dad had a death stare that said, if you don't hush, because I was always talking, then you are going to be in trouble. Not a word was said, not a finger was raised, but he had a death stare. I mean it. He had one. And I think every mother, parent that I was around that had some jurisdiction over me, I knew their look. I knew my next door neighbor's look. I knew my mom's look. I knew my neighbor across the street look. So if I was ever anywhere and they looked at me like that, I knew it was time to sit down, be quiet, or get back to my own house. I knew that. So I think that's kind of
How you perfect, you're just
yes,
modeling others.
That's right, just modeling others. But I didn't know it. Thank you.
No, you do a great job.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Like, I haven't really got that many whoopings from my mom because all she had to do was pretty much just stare at us.
Oh, well, that's good.
Grandma would literally just tell us to go sit with granddad.
Yeah.
She wouldn't do anything. She'd just be like, go sit with your
And you
grandmother.
would be quiet.
The whole time.
That's
It wasn't even anything that I could do about it.
Yeah.
I knew once I was sent there, I was like,
Everybody. That's a benefit of having your parents, around you.
because I was like, what do you mean to me to
That's
granddad?
right. That's horrible. That's punishment.
Because I can't talk. He sits on the front row, which means I can't play my DS. I can't do anything.
Can't play your DS. That's right.
I can't do anything. I'm going to cry. Yes, I was just dramatic.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, so we are now to our final question.
Okay.
So, what is one thing that you wish more people knew about you and that they knew about me, like from your perspective?
I'm good with what people know about me. The reason I say that is because I spend a lot of time trying to get people to see a certain
Side of you?
certain thing, not even me necessarily, but a certain thing. And the way I was reared, I'll call it the Southern Belle syndrome. Okay. So as a Southern Belle, when you came out, this is totally different from me. I don't usually talk on camera. I don't do that. And if you know my mother,
Oh, her mama could not do this.
no, that's right. I'm not so sure I'm doing it. So, when you came out, that was the face that you presented. And then if you wanted to relax and be somebody different or be yourself, then you go home. or you have a certain group of people that you're around. I still have a group of friends that I'm around that I meet with, you know, at least once a year that I'm around, that I can just totally be myself and not have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. But yeah, I'm more me now than I used to be. And I don't know if that's because I gotten older or what, but I'm more me now. Now, what I wish people would know about you. I don't care. I mean, I don't have anything I want to know about you. I don't, I think you're a real person, whatever that means. But I don't want people to, I only want people that want to know you and that you want them to know you. There's nothing that I want America or the world to know about you. That's weird. Why are they walking around and say, I want people to know this about you? What is that?
We're going to take a 2 to 3 minute intermission, and we're going to do the other 2 segments. You act like you never watched.
I don't remember no 3 I'm about to eat. I need some stamina.
It's not going to be that long, especially since she didn't plan. I did.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah, I didn't plan.
Yeah, she just was like, I'm
winging it.
I'm just going to show up.
I'm just winging it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so guys, we'll be right back in 2 seconds. Okay.
2 and 2. That's what Chuck Woolery used to say. You know Chuck Woolery? 1, 2. Why don't you just clap?
1, 2.
You're funny. Okay. Guys, welcome back to our on repeat segment. This is where we talk about music and things that really resonate with us that we've been listening to. And my mom is a very big person that loves to listen to a good beat, but will not listen to the lyrics sometimes. Well, she didn't start listening to the lyrics that much until she had children. That's what she told me. So
yeah, when I had kids, I listened to the lyrics. And I made them listen to the lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, also I wanted to say before we got started, this was not planned.
It was.
Not really. I just had a red turtleneck.
We had an event before, and the event was to wear red.
Yeah.
And so I knew she had a red turtleneck, and I had a red turtleneck because I'm into turtlenecks. And so we just wore them.
Yes.
So there we are.
Planned but not planned.
Planned.
Okay. So since she didn't bring a song, I have 2.
Okay.
The first song that I wanted to say that I had on repeat, even though I don't really have it on repeat, I was just listening to it just to make sure that, it was the right song, is Grills by Nelly.
Okay.
And Paul Wall and Ali Ngip. I guess that's how you pronounce that. And the reason I picked this song was because this is the first rap song that I heard my mom actually want to listen to. Like, she is very much a gospel and R&B girly. And one day we were in the car and she was like, turn on Grills. What? Since when do you listen to stuff like this? Like, she hates all the rap music that I listen to.
That's not true. I just don't know any of it that I like.
Okay, that's hate.
I don't know any to like. How about that?
And but she will steal our R&B music every once in a while.
Yeah, I do like some
she loves
the
a
newer.
good she loves a good Chris Brown.
Yeah, some her.
Yeah, some her and stuff like that. So we definitely try to put her
Some
on.
Usher.
Yeah, oh yeah, and the R. Kelly.
Well, not anymore.
Okay. But she did used to listen to the clean songs before.
From the 90s to the 2000s, it was a definite...
Especially the step to the left, step to the
his
right.
music was like the backdrop of everything that kind of happened. So, it's got some good memories mostly for me. But, yeah, I understand.
Okay, but yeah. So would you like to talk about where you were when you heard that song or why you
Which
like
one?
it so much?
Grills?
Yeah.
It's It's not that big of a deal to me. I don't remember where I was. I probably was in the car listening to the radio. That's it.
Then why do you just like it?
I like the beat.
See?
I like, I really like a Southern rap. I like a Southern beat too. Like, I'm surprised you didn't mention something by Outkast.
Oh.
You know, I like a Southern beat. I am from the South, so that's kind of home.
Yeah, Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
Lil Jon, that's her.
Yeah, Outkast, Usher.
Yeah.
And I'll go a little more northern, like Nelly at the time. Paul Wall, the Houston people, you know, Scarface and all them. Yeah. I used to, because that's all you could listen to back in the 70s was mostly East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I have listened to some West Coast, like E40 and Too Short. And see, I know a lot of people, Snoop Dogg. I know a lot of folks. But in the old days, all you could listen to, what are you looking for?
I'm just trying to make sure you're talking loud enough.
In the old days,
okay,
all you had was East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Rapper's Delight. And, you know, I'm that old. I am that old. Let's see, some other Midwest, Michael Jackson. He was from the Midwest and his family. And so...
I didn't know all this about these singers and rappers
See?
and such.
See.
But all those people are old, so.
Oh, ain't that a shame?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Did I?
I know you did.
Oh, child.
How do you feel about Usher? Because it seems like Usher's getting into
How do I feel about what?
being that close to Alicia Keys.
Oh.
You know, he's been getting
Like
a
I
hard
said,
rap.
Like I said, he already tells you, don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. I mean, when
It
somebody
is in
tells
the song.
when somebody tells you who they are, you gotta believe them. No, I think it was a performance.
That's what I said. I was like, they're performers.
Yeah,
He's a dancer.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I would allow that.
Why not?
I would dance with him because I don't feel like...
You're getting paid to perform.
No, you're not. Super Bowl's free.
Oh.
Super Bowl is invitation only and free. Now, they get a lot of publicity and things like that, and that is worth more than money that you can probably be paid, but no, you don't get paid. So I don't feel like displaying that type of intimacy on a public stage. I don't like it. I wouldn't like it for me.
You want to stay vertical.
Yeah, hello? I don't want to publicly display that kind of affection to somebody, you know.
Especially that's not her spouse. Married many years.
I don't public displays of affection aren't my
of
thing.
your generation
Not
or just not your thing?
of my generation. I don't know. I don't think they are of my generation. I don't I'm just trying to think about my friends that are married. I can't remember seeing them kissing and carrying on. Except for at their weddings. Let me think. Nope. I'm going to say a hard no.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are y'all touchy-feely and...
Like, I see people sit in people's laps all the time and kiss them all the time. The only reason you wouldn't see somebody, like, doing PDA or whatever is if no one knows that...
They're together?
Yeah.
In public?
Yeah.
I hear you.
But other than that, like, if they know, yeah, you're going to see them hold hands. You're going to see them kiss. You're going to see them be around each other, hug each other all the time. Like, it's like a definite fact.
I'm trying to think about, were we that way when we were younger in college, too? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you may have held hands in the hallway or something, or maybe kissed or something, but it wasn't like, no, I don't think so. Maybe high school, but definitely not college. Definitely not college.
I don't think they would let you do that in high school. Like, isn't that like
somebody let you?
inappropriate?
Yes. It is inappropriate.
I feel like it would be more appropriate in college than it would be in high school.
Yeah, it's inappropriate.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like if you sit on somebody's lap or something like that.
Oh.
I'm not saying that's appropriate either. I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay.
That it might have happened.
It may have happened.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So my second song is Sensitivity by Ralph Tresvant.
Yes, you're
Okay.
correct, Tresvant.
Okay. And I picked this song too because it just reminds me of us driving in the car, eating craisins, and being happy that we weren't listening to NPR.
I'm surprised you didn't say Alicia Keys and Usher. My boo.
I was going to say, I have that
Because-
written down, and I have Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah. Why did I like, what was the one you just said?
Justin Timberlake? Oh, Sensitivity?
Yeah. So, New Edition?
Love. Heart.
Love. So, I think anything that those guys do, I just kind of have an affinity for, you know. There's hardly anything that they've ever done, Johnny Gill included, that I don't care for. And Johnny Gill had a whole career before New Edition, and I do remember all that, but yeah, I like anything they do, any of them, the 6 of them.
Yeah, 6 is crazy.
6 is crazy, but I like them.
Even Bobby.
Even Bobby, what do you mean even Bobby?
I know he had great music,
Especially
but
Bobby.
I'm like, I know he had great music, but she's a very big person on like not standing by the artist if they have bad character. Like,
Well, let me say this. Sometimes I'm able to separate the art from the person. Sometimes. I know that's controversial. But sometimes I'm able to separate the art from the person.
but yeah, she loved that song. When I say loved, I'm very sure she even had it on DVD, like not DVD, but CD.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like loved
Yeah,
that
I
song.
loved it. I did. I loved it.
Okay, is there any song from my childhood that I played you that you just liked or that you hated that I listened to?
I kind of think, do we listen to music in my house that I hate? I can't even think of anything that I hate that we listen to.
No, one time though, she did clear all the Chris Brown off of my my MP3 player.
Yeah. You were young, and I thought that those songs were kind of suggestive.
He was 16. Obviously, they were suggestive.
I don't know what to say.
Like, I don't know. No, literally, I just woke up one day. I went to my iPod, and it was only gospel music.
I think it was an MP3 at that time.
Yeah, it was an MP3
You're
player.
a little older than that.
And I literally woke up, and it was only gospel songs and one Chris Brown song, and it was Run It.
So
that was it.
The song that comes to mind that we used to sing all the time was Martha Munizzi.
Oh, yeah, Glorious.
Glorious. Oh my God. We did. You remember when we had the car and the radio broke, so I put the little tape player in the back? Mm-hmm. Or the CD player. We used to ride around with the CD player. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she always loved some music. Then also when it broke, we sang.
Yeah.
We just sang the songs.
That's right. Yeah. And the reason I got that is because the church choir that they were in, my kids were in, they would sing contemporary gospel. So I knew that my kids were going to need more help than one time singing it on a Tuesday or Thursday or a Saturday and then having to sing it the next day. So I would ask the choir director, what are y'all going to sing? And so he would tell me, and I would go out and purchase the music and then play it over and over so that when they came to church and it was time to sing, they already knew the words. They already knew what to sing. And so that's just something I've always done. Now, when my son is in a choir, I'll find out what they're singing or I'll listen to what they're talking about singing at choir rehearsal, and then I'll go to YouTube. And then on the way to practice, we'll listen and listen and listen and listen to the songs.
What are you guys doing?
Look at the video. Can you see me?
What were you talking about before then? Oh, the
Music.
music. Yes. Also, she used to, there was a very, I don't know what was going on with the children in this family, but the mother was very aggressive. And
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Crooklyn.
Yeah.
The movie was Crooklyn,
Yeah.
and the director's name is Spike Lee, and in the movie, she had a lot of kids, and the kids were driving her totally insane. So she said to the kid said to her, "Mom, you're acting crazy. You are crazy." And then she said, "Yes, because you made me this way." So I would tell them that.
Yes. So, like, when we would go to choir rehearsal and everything, I don't even know what I was even thinking about because I really wasn't paying attention. I was probably in there talking. I always got in trouble for talking. That's one. That's why I said that's another thing we have in common. Always got in trouble for talking. I don't know why she wasn't even more understanding, seeing how that was something that
Come
happened
on in.
with her.
Hey, what's shaking bacon? You good?
Seeing
And sing.
seeing how that is something that happened to her. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why she wasn't more
Understanding.
right.
Permissive. In fact. Give me some lip gloss.
Oh my goodness, you need some right now?
Yes. My lips feel dry. I'm gonna need some water after a while.
We're almost done. It's one more segment since you said you don't have any questions for me.
I ask the questions as we go along.
No, you're supposed to have at least one or two questions at the end. It's the best
But I
part.
don't know what you would want to tell people, you know?
I'll answer any question you ask.
Really?
This is your time to shine.
Oh. Ask your question.
Not yet. Can you hold it? Or can you write it
gotta
down?
ask you.
Can you write it down?
I gotta ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the last book you read?
That book you gave me, F No.
Oh, okay. Have you read it?
Yeah, me and Kamai are in the middle of reading it.
What do you think about it?
The reason
I don't think it's for me.
I don't think it's for me is because I have been very clear about my decision making, if that makes sense, from a very young age. So it hasn't been very hard for me to like,
Say no.
yeah, like at all.
That's what the whole book is about.
Yeah.
It's about ways to say no and be comfortable with it.
But I do like the book, and the part that I do think is for me is like the different ways to say it. Because I'm just a flat out, no, I'm not going to be there. No, I'm not going to do it. Don't really care what you have to say. So
that's how we're different.
So that's the only, I think it's like helping me have a softer approach to telling people no.
Okay.
And that's what
Good.
I think that's better.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. So
what I like to do now, because I don't listen to a lot of music now, I like to listen to podcasts. I like to watch, not when I'm driving, but listen to what I'm driving. Like stuff like Here's the Thing, comedy things. I like to listen to audiobooks, things like that.
She loved a good NPR.
Yes, I don't listen to NPR as much now. But the last book I read was called Eat That Frog. It's about eliminating and stopping procrastination. Eliminating procrastination in your life.
That's nice.
It's 21 days, 21 chapters. You read a chapter a day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that. Might have to steal that from her next.
Yeah. So the highlight of the book, the thing that sticks out to me most that I like was making sure you write down every evening what you need to do the next day. And maybe not even everything you need to do, but maybe you won't do everything, let me say that, but just write down everything. Just kind of do a brain dump of things that you need to do. And the ABCDE method. That's A, and A is everything, things that you have to get done. You may not have but one, maybe two of those. B is nice if I get them done. C, a little less. D are things you want to delegate. And E are things you want to eliminate. Okay. That's
Never done that.
I know, me either. I ain't either. Go ahead.
So
there are books that you can get from your library. You can borrow some of these books from your library.
Instead of stealing them from your mother.
Digitally.
Instead of taking them from your mother.
Instead of borrowing them from your mother.
Oh, yeah. I shop at home. That's what she likes to call
That's
it.
what I call it.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I come home from school, why are you not shopping at home? Don't you think we have stuff here?
The question is, the statement is, I need. And I say, well, we have some of that in the closet. Just let me know how much you get. When I was younger, that's what my dad would say. If there's anything here at the house that we have, you're welcome to it. Just let us know that you take it. So that's how I feel. I have to know that you're taking it.
That it's gone. Yeah. Many things. I won't say many. Lots of things have just disappeared
We need some toggling.
and then reappeared, or were rebought, or were all kinds of such.
I don't like to go look for something
and it not be there.
Yeah. So if you do take it, I need to know so that I won't look for it.
Yeah. Many a day being called, like even in high school.
Yeah.
Where did you put my?
Yes. Do you have? Did you use? Did you eat?
Yeah, that mainly. Yeah. Did you eat?
Yeah. Did you eat?
We're working on that right now with William.
Yes, we are. We are working on that. Yes. Yes.
So yeah. Okay. Now it is time for the Meme My Life section. So come on, get out your phone. This is time for your phone.
Life?
Meme My Life.
Meme My Life.
Yeah, and the basis of the segment is basically like, well, people in my generation use memes, like they post memes like all the time of like quotes or things that they agree with and stuff. You see it on my story literally all the time. But yet again, she did not bring anything. So I made a whole theme this time of memes that I think are very funny, and I'm gonna put them on the screen so that way you can see them. And basically this is just gonna be
Instagram, right?
Yes. Basically this is just gonna be a call out session for my mother and things that she does.
What does call out mean? I'm not crazy about that.
Okay.
Is it still in the other one?
Yeah, it's still on there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to screenshot these, but I'm gonna show them to her. But this one was my favorite one that I saw.
When your mom says go before I change my mind.
That's her every single day, especially during high school. She was like, go. I really want to say no, but I'm going to close my eyes. Just go.
So let me tell you a little history behind that. I grew up with someone who was affectionately known as Queen No. And before you could even finish asking her, the answer was no. So I said, when I have children, this is one thing. When I have children, I'm going to at least try to hear them before I say no.
She still said no.
I did most of the time. Because most of the things that you want to do don't make any sense.
I always felt like I had a thorough plan, though. Like, I always felt like I had a plan for the plan for the plan, just in case the plan didn't work.
The other thing is, I'm not one to be out all the time. I don't like to be out a lot, doing different stuff all night and even to 9 and 10 o'clock. So you got to have something going on for me to be out there. I'm not going just because you want to go out there. I'm not doing that. So you need
She's
to be...
not driving you
there.
there.
She's not... You need to be in choir.
She's not showing up.
You need to be... No,
she's not doing any of that.
Unless it's an event that you're a part of. If it's an event you're a part of, I'll rock with you all night. But if it's... I just want to... No, I'm not doing it. No, I just want to go to this party.
Oh yeah, like my freshman year when I got crowned or whatever, it was a party being thrown after the coronation, and I'm like, Mom, this is one of my first parties that like I got invited to, and she was like,
"It's during COVID,
right?" And she was like, "No, you're going home. What do you mean? Like I'm standing right here in front of your face. No, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna stay up here just so you can go to a party.
What is that? No, thank you.
You said you already had your luggage packed, right?
Hello? Put it in the
Okay,
car.
then, right.
Let's
So
go.
we're going back to the Delta, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get your.
We're gonna change, and then you're coming out of there.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you have to be apart, or she's not coming.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's foolishness.
mm-mm.
No.
I wanted to go support someone else. Hope I have a ride there,
Hello?
or she's saying no, I can't go.
Right. Yeah.
Or when I started driving, like that was very iffy though. She'd be like, I don't know if I want my car out there. I don't know if I want you out there. Okay, which one is it? It's the car or me?
It's both of y'all.
Is it the car or me? Like,
You're
which
in
one
the
is
car.
it?
What difference does it make? Yeah, you put my car in some places I didn't like.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This is a federal offense.
Who this for?
It's for you.
It ain't for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know it's probably already up on the screen, but it says, moms be like, you got something in the mail today. Envelope open.
And I will say, do you want me to open it? Okay, I will.
No, sometimes, especially if I get packages here, she won't wait. It's like she thinks it's a bomb in there or something, and it needs to be undetonated. It needs to be detonated before
I
you
don't open your packages.
you open the stuff that I got here.
Oh, I opened that to make sure everything was there. I opened it to make sure it was the lights and the stuff. That's why I opened that. Yeah.
But yes, she will. She will open my other packages.
And it had my name on it. That had my name on it.
But yeah, so when was it? What else did you open that I got? Oh, when I got those that necklace, you opened that for Christmas from a person.
Did it come in the mail?
Yeah, it came to the door during Christmas, and you were like, "Whose box is this out here? What did you order? Why don't you want me to open it? I'm gonna open it now."
It came here and you weren't here?
No, I was here.
Oh, that's
No,
different.
but I wasn't here at the time. Like I came. I think I went and got food or something from grandma,
Oh, but
and
you
then
were
when I
at
came
home.
back, when I came back, you were like, "Yeah, it's this box out here." So I ran to the box. You were like, "Why are you running?"
Well, if I don't open it, I'm standing right there. Yeah,
To see what's in the box.
That's me.
That is her.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
That's it. Those it's not even that long.
I didn't think we were gonna make it an hour.
Were you trying to not make it an hour? Like,
If I was trying to not make it an hour, I would have said 45 minutes. I'm done.
because I was trying to. I like mine to be long, so that way, like, it's enough.
To edit.
Yeah, and like
I don't need
content
but
to
8
have.
minutes.
Well, it's clear you're not the demographic watching my podcast.
Yeah, I'm not your demographic.
Okay, so this is the last segment.
Okay.
And this is your questions for me. I'm in the hot seat, and usually this is when I say my mother is watching, so make
Be
sure you're
careful.
not. Yes,
Be careful what you ask.
but you're the mother, so.
Okay. I don't know if we've already talked about it, but is there anything that you would want now to help support you other than more money?
Yeah, because the sponsor is so. We are under contract right now.
Yes.
We're
And the
under
contract is about to
negotiation.
end.
Yeah.
He's about to be a free agent.
We're under contract negotiation right
And
now.
tell him why. Tell him why.
My mom just wants me to be more of an independent person than
That's
I
not-
already am.
Not independent. What I want her to be able to do is to be able to fish. I don't want her to be fed fish. I want her to be able to fish. And I know from experience that you won't learn to fish if somebody's keep feeding you fish. Now, so not independent, because I do recognize they still need assistance and help from time to time, but I just want them to try different things. And when you stretch yourself and try different things, you'll grow. Okay, there you go.
So yeah, she is about my growth, but she's always been about that. So that's why I'm not too messed up about it. It's just making me a little nervous.
You wonder, can I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. You can.
That's the only thing that's making me
This is
nervous.
the best time to do it too, because we're still here to be able to help you, you know?
Yeah. So, is there anything that I think you could do for more support? I mean, honestly, no. I probably would have said something like beforehand, like when I was running for Miss UAPB, only because it was probably too much for me to do at that time, if that makes sense. So, like,
Okay.
I wouldn't have been able to do this and do that.
Okay. Do
And
this.
yeah, do this
Okay.
and do that.
But see, it works out for the best, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
So, well, you'll see about that on the.
You got
It's yeah. It's
another
it's
segment.
coming. Yes, but but yeah. I just feel like right now she's done everything that she possibly can. Like even the fact that she's on here right now is really a lot of support because what if I had nobody to put for a week or something like that?
Yeah, I'm a
And
filler.
yeah. No, you're going out next week.
Oh Lord.
But because I put them out in the order that I found them. But like like even this, like her doing this, and like she said, this is completely and utterly out of her comfort zone. Like
Yeah, this is not
this
me.
is not her at all. She barely even wants to do commercials for her job. Like
Absolutely.
she'd be like, "What do I have to say? Do I have to come? I need to bring my lipstick, so I need to know what day."
Yeah.
Like, she's very much like that. So, like, for me to call her 4 days ago and for her to be like, "Okay," she didn't give me that much slack, but she mostly was basically like, "Okay, yeah,
I
sure."
was like, oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, I think
So you want to know the reason why I decided to do this? Because when I'm gone, I want you to be able to look at this and say, "Hey, we talked about this. We talked about that." You know, and it's on film. You know, it's on film. It's not. We talk all the time. You know, we have conversations all the time. But it's on film, so you can go back and look at it. And you can actually see the curl pattern of my hair. You know, it's like
real time. Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like at first, I'm gonna say I didn't feel as supported, but the only reason I feel like she did that was because she wanted to see if I really wanted it or not.
No, if you're talking about why we had to wait, is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm saying like even beforehand, like when I was just talking about it,
Mhm.
like especially when I do things, she can tell the difference between if I'm just talking about it or if it's like something adamant that I really just want to do.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll come through and you'll say something, I think, just to see what I'm going to say. And I try just to be quiet. But if you come back 2, 3, 4 times or whatever, then I think, oh, she's really serious about this. So we move forward with it. But yeah, I can't get behind everything you come out with because
She most definitely does not.
sometimes I'm like, what is that? Then, okay, she'll be back.
Yeah, I just feel, but yeah, I feel like right now she's about as supportive as anybody could really be. Like, this is pretty great. Like, everything goes smoothly now. Like, even when, like, beforehand, when we were having some issues or whatever, she was like, you know what, I'll just come back. Like, I can't sit here and watch you struggle through this, but I'll just come back because it's clearly seeming like something's bothering you. And I'll just be in the other room, you know? But as soon as you're ready, I'll come back. And literally, as soon as she walked through the door, it was fixed.
So let me say about the difference between my generation and your generation. Absolutely something that I really like too. You all are a lot more likely to accept help, whether that's physical or mental, a lot more likely to get therapy if you need it. And I think that's very good. I think that's very smart. As we've gotten older, my generation, I think we're more likely to get help. But earlier on, we
But I
weren't
just think that's
about
due
any
to
of
your
that.
parents too, because your parents were very like, we don't talk about it.
Right.
It may have happened. It might have happened. If
It
we
may
don't
not
talk
have
about, yeah,
happened.
if we don't talk about it,
Oh,
it
we
didn't
know it
happen.
happened. Yeah, we know it happened, but we ain't gonna talk about it, so it didn't happen.
Yeah. So I think that's the only reason. But I think my generation is more. I think my generation is like the long lasting effect of your parents, if that makes sense. So now we're seeing our grandparents who don't talk about anything and still don't, and then our parents who are trying to navigate through like trying to say
Half our folks
things,
don't
yeah,
talk about stuff,
and
and the
some
other
that,
half of
yeah,
us
and
do.
so we're like, okay, at this point, well, what is seeming like we're going toward is some help, so let's just
Yeah, we
start there.
need some help.
Yeah, let's just start there at the
It's more
help.
accessible too.
That's true.
You have different apps, and
Yeah, you don't have to wait 5 months to get a
get an appointment.
therapist
Right,
in Arkansas or
right,
anything
right.
like
And in
that.
rural areas,
Yeah.
it's still very difficult. So the fact that you have, access digitally, video wise, whatever, it's so much better.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
It is.
Do you have any other questions, or is that all you thought
I
of?
feel like I need some more.
Well, go ahead. I told you this anything, and sometimes I just sit there quietly when she
Oh,
asks me
there's something
questions.
that I wish I had done differently.
Okay.
I wish that I had fed you differently. I fed you kind of like I was fed, but my mom cooked a lot more because she had to. Food was different back then.
It was real.
It was real food. It wasn't as processed.
Right.
But I mean, we had our spaghetti, macaroni, but I don't believe they had as many chemicals in it at the time. I can't vouch and verify. Don't take this as gospel, but I'm just saying, don't take it as fact. But yeah, so I wish I had fed you better earlier on. I wish I had instilled those eating habits in you a lot
Not to say
earlier.
that she didn't try, though. I was just a very crafty child. I would like go with, if vegetables were on the menu, I would just go without eating, eat scoops of peanut butter, and that was just a battle in itself. So it's not like she didn't try. And I have this great figure due to the fact that I have played sports almost all my life. And then every once in a while, she had to make me sit down and actually eat that salad once a month.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I know now from my experiences that the body you make today is going to show up in 5 to 10 years. So you need to be building the body that you want now for later.
yeah, so that
So
way it'll
just
wear down
it
differently.
it will you will it'll be what you want it to be. But you have to know that now because 5, 10 years from now you're playing catch up.
Yeah.
So just do it now. Eat your lettuce
Like my brother,
and less
he
bread.
grew up with vegetables and
That's right.
everything
That's right.
this whole time.
That's
So
right.
he loves it.
He
Green
does.
juices, salads,
Fruit.
kale, fruit.
Yeah.
That's his snack.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing to
Yeah.
him.
He will eat, I'll call it junk food. He will eat some junk food if it's available. But for the most part, he wants vegetables
Yeah.
and
And the most he'll probably drink is lemonade, maybe a Sprite.
mhm.
But the Sprite is
You
kind of
don't
pushing
want to. You
it.
don't want to say the brand names because they're not
Oh,
paying you.
okay. Maybe a cold pop.
Cold soda.
A cold soda. But he's not even too much on soda anymore. Probably just juice.
Yeah.
And every once in a while,
Lots
if
of
we're just
water.
walking by the store, then some candy. Every once in a while,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
He'd rather get a bag of chips, finish them in 20 minutes, or eat some popcorn,
Mhm.
and he'd be fine for a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it.
Those are all the questions.
Let me think. Oh, I have a question.
I was going to say there's nothing juicy.
No, I don't do juice. Do you remember your HB?
Not really.
Not really. Do you remember anything about it?
I only remember one time of her feeding me,
Okay.
and I guess I was crying. I don't really remember, but I remember her setting the bottle on the table, like on the countertop, and she was over on the other side. I guess I don't know what she was making, if it was macaroni and cheese or mashed potatoes or something like that. And then that's what she came and sat in front of me. That's the only memory that I
Wow.
have.
You were with her every day until she died. So there'll probably be other memories and things that you
That'll
remember.
come back up.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this question. Do you think that has, do you think that has affected you at all? Not
Like
having her.
not having her. Not really, just because I don't really feel like I was missing out on anything.
Okay.
Like, it's not like I have that many memories to hold on to.
Okay.
So the one memory that I do have is like, okay, this is something I can remember of her, but it's not like a sad memory to me, if that makes sense.
Do you remember your earliest memory?
Yes, I do.
What's your earliest memory?
I was
How old
3
were
years
you?
old.
3 years old. How old? You had to be older, younger than that when she was feeding you, because she died when you were 2.
Oh,
Let's
well then.
toggle.
Well then that might be my earliest memory, but it's
Yeah.
not as vivid
Okay.
as the one that I like distinctly remember. Like this
Okay.
is the first time I ever remember remembering. Woke up on the couch. It was New Year's Day, and we had just had a party. The reason I woke up was because my cousins seen because
My cousin.
yes, because my cousins and their father and my uncle were outside knocking on the door so that way they could come in. They helped us clean up the house and stuff like that. And then we went over to their house to have breakfast.
Okay. We used to do that. We used to have the New Year's Eve party at our house, and my husband's side of the family, they lived where we used to live, and they would come over, and his aunt would cook in my kitchen, and we would just
It
stay
was
up
a
all
great
night.
time.
And then that next morning, we would all get in the car and go over to my sister-in-law's house and have breakfast and just kind of hang out and spend the day together. So,
But yeah, those were one of the many nights that I just.
yes. It's too much for you.
No, literally, and I always tried. Like, I would even try to drink the sparkling cider to try to get a sugar rush and stay up. I really tried every year to stay up. Could not do it. Never made it to 12. Don't even know what 12 looked like. Just gone to the world by 11:59.
That's one happy memory that I have of my mother. I remember wanting to stay up until midnight. And I actually believe we went to bed at 11, but I'll tell you why. Because it used to be Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. And so they were on the East Coast.
So it was an hour ahead.
It was an hour ahead. And so we bought a soda, a sparkling soda, and we sat there, and she said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, let's just stay up and watch Dick Clark." And so she said, "Okay, I'll stay up with you." My mom, you not think I go to bed early. My mom goes to bed early.
Routinely.
So we stayed up, and then the ball dropped at midnight, which was on the East Coast for midnight, and there was nothing exciting that happened. So I said, "Is that it?" And she said, "That's it." And I said, "Okay then, good night or good morning." And I went to bed, but I believe it was actually 11 o'clock.
I don't
didn't
know
care
how
about
they
it.
do that because now they actually do it at the right time. So do they
No,
record it and play it back?
No, they have different times. So they'll do it. I never stay up late. I don't know really, but they'll do it at midnight over here, and then they'll do it at midnight over here. Then they'll do it at midnight over here.
Oh, so they'll just play it at that time.
No, I think they just do it every time.
Oh.
So every area probably has their own ball.
Oh.
But the biggest one is, of course,
Yeah,
New York.
New
But
York.
I don't know.
So that's on the other side of the country. Like,
Yeah,
how
but
would
I'm
you?
done at 11. I don't know what they're doing out there.
Yeah, she would go, especially if we were having the party or whatever, she'd go get in the room or whatever, or she'd sit on the couch and just sit there.
I'm done at
Yeah.
11.
By then, she's already cleaned out the fish fryer thing because she hates the smell of grease. Can't stand the smell of grease.
Yeah.
Can't stand the smell of seafood after it's been eaten.
Right. Yeah. I'm not a rewarm seafood kind of person.
And then on top of that, she doesn't like Chinese food.
Well, it's not that I don't like Chinese food. I don't care for days old rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That.
And I'm not crazy about soy sauce.
Oh, yeah. She's
But
not.
I do like, I have been to a Chinese family restaurant where we ate family style. and I thought it was delicious. We had at the time duck and vegetable, some kind of Chinese vegetables. I would ask my friend who's
Ooh.
Chinese, what kind of vegetables? She'd say, everything's Chinese vegetables. So yeah, it was good, but it's different from the kind of,
China King and stuff.
we don't want to say anybody's brand.
Okay,
It's
so
different than the Chinese restaurants in the neighborhoods that we have been to,
yes, that.
period.
Okay, well, I guess she's done with her questions.
Mm. You got a boyfriend?
No, not currently.
Did you have one last week?
No, I didn't have one last week.
The week before?
No, but I went on a date.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You
I
want to tell
said
me
that on
about
my
it
first
off camera?
episode. Why do you want? What do you want me to tell you?
Ooh, it was. We'll talk about it off camera.
So no, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't even. She must not have made it to the end of the episode
I must not.
because I literally said on the on
That
the
you were
first
going on a
episode,
date with somebody on the podcast?
not that I was going on a date, but that I just went on a date. So go back and watch the end of the episode, and you'll see why I
Episode
said
1.
that. Yes, go back and watch the end of episode 1, and you'll see why I said that. I don't know what the timestamp is or whatever, but it's whenever Trey starts talking about the what's it called? The list of places to take people on first dates.
Oh, we can talk about that. Where would I not go on a first date?
Somebody's house.
Okay. Do I know this person? Know this person?
No, like
It's just somebody I
it's
don't
a
know.
first date.
But I might go on a date with somebody I know.
How do you
I
get
knew
to know
your
them before
daddy.
the
I
first
knew your
date?
daddy for 2 years before we ever went on a first date.
That's true.
Okay. So I play the long game. I'm not into usually dating people at the time that I didn't know. You know, you had to be somebody. I'm not, where am I going to find somebody I don't know and date?
You don't really find many people. You like to have them come to you.
That's a word.
That's
Or as you say, that's bars. That's where you should be.
The date I went on, I didn't find
You
it.
didn't find him?
No.
He came and asked you to take you on a
Yes.
date? Oh.
Mhm.
Is somebody new?
Yes.
Oh. Mm. Yay.
It's the yay.
Yay. I like it.
Oh my goodness.
That's good.
Yeah, he's probably watching, so.
Hey.
Hey.
Good. Okay.
So guys, well, this is the end.
I just want you to know that I love Kasey. I love her.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I do.
This is like my bestie.
Yeah. I love
Really.
her.
Like we talk about everything. Well, mostly everything.
Yeah, I don't want details.
No, she doesn't.
No details.
Sometimes I'll call her. I'll try to tell her stuff, and she'll be like, "Wait, are you ready to tell me something that I don't want to know?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. Do you want me to lie to you, or do you want me to tell you the truth?"
I just don't want you to tell me all the details.
Yes. And she'll be like, "Tell me just enough."
You know how far to go.
Yes. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to see her, the woman behind the camera.
Behind the myth.
Yes. In her natural element with her bestest creations.
Yeah.
All 3 of her children, because you know
Yes.
she makes sure she
That's right. That's right.
all of them.
That's right.
Oh, that was another question I wanted to ask
Sure.
you. Do you have a favorite?
Mm-hmm.
You do.
I got a favorite Kennedy, a favorite Kasey, and a favorite William.
Kennedy and I always say that it's whoever's not getting on her nerves at the time.
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. Yeah.
So she does not though. Like we could all call at the same time, and she'd call by she'd answer based on whoever called by the second.
That's
like, okay, well, yep, Kasey just called me 13 seconds ago,
Yeah,
so
I-
she beat me. She beat you to it.
I'll
this
call you in a
time.
minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. So
Yeah,
she's
I
quite
try
fair.
I try not to have favorites. Everybody needs something different at a different time, and I try to help you with whatever it is you need at the time. That's it. I mean, I don't know what a favorite is.
I don't know. Some parents do have favorites, like they state it like in front of their
Oh,
kids.
do
Blah
they?
blah blah is my
Oh,
favorite.
no. I think that's hard. It's hard for the parent and it's hard for the kid
How is it hard for the parent?
because it puts them in a position that oftentimes you can't come back from because you say things in a way that alienates another person. So if I say to you, you are my favorite, then that's going to alienate your sister and your brother to the point to where they might not feel as good about our relationship, and may not want to work on it. You know, sometimes people get to places where they don't want to work on a relationship with somebody, and you can't make them. You know, particularly when they get grown and can't even make them pretend anymore. You know,
Right.
so I don't want to get to the position where we can't at least have a conversation about it, or you can't laugh about it and say, Mama, that's crazy. I don't care. That's how I feel about it.
Right.
So I don't want us to get to that position. I want us to always be able to, be able to talk about it, or at least know it's not that big of a deal, So.
Okay. Well, guys, this has been a great episode of the Plus One podcast. I don't even know if I said welcome. At this point, my brain is so happy. I don't even remember what I just said. So
Maybe you have to do a segment where you say welcome in the beginning. You say, I didn't say welcome when I was talking, when my mom was here, but I'm going to tell you welcome now.
Well, when it's time to edit this, if I have to do that, I'll be in different clothes. But yeah, so
you're welcome.
I was getting ready to get there.
Get ready to say.
She won't even let me.
She won't
even let me close my own show.
Come on now.
This is most definitely my mom. Like,
is what you trying to do? Close?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
I would like to thank my talkative guest.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Number one doctor in Arkansas.
It's been a pleasure.
And I have this closing statement. You didn't get to the end, so you don't know what it is. I would like for you guys to always be, thinking about yourselves, thinking about the way that you treat others. And don't forget to love more, be more, and add more positivity to the world. We're out. Okay, that's it.